Pale ale used to be the backbone of American craft beer. Before the arms race of double IPAs, before haze became a personality trait, this was the style that taught people how hops and malt could actually work together. Today we're ranking 15 famous pale ales from worst to best, not by hype, not by labels, and not by nostalgia alone. This is about balance, drinkability, and whether you genuinely reach for a second glass. Some of these beers are legends. Others are famous for reasons that don't quite survive the first sip. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. 15. Base Pale Ale. Base Pale Ale is where history does most of the heavy lifting. This beer matters because of what it represents, not because of what it delivers today. Long before American craft beer found its voice, Bass was already exporting the idea of pale ale to the world. That red triangle carries serious legacy, and you can taste that it comes from a much older brewing philosophy. The problem is that the experience often feels like a museum exhibit rather than something alive. The malt leans earthy and muted, the hop presence barely whispers, and the overall profile can feel tired by the time it reaches American shelves. When it's fresh, it's respectable. When it's not, it drinks flat and forgettable, like a sentence that never quite finishes its thought. Bass isn't bad beer. It's just beer that asks you to appreciate it intellectually instead of emotionally. You drink it because you respect it, not because you crave it. And in a ranking built around what people actually want to drink today, respect alone doesn't carry you very far. 14. Kona Fire Rock Pale Ale. Kona Fire Rock sells a feeling before it ever sells flavor. From the first glance, it promises sunshine, ocean air, and a laid-back state of mind. And to its credit, the beer largely delivers on that promise. It's smooth, lightly toasted, and approachable enough that almost anyone can enjoy it without thinking too hard. What holds Fire Rock back is how safe it plays. The hop character stays restrained, the malt sweetness never really deepens, and the finish disappears quickly. It's pleasant, but it rarely leaves an impression strong enough to linger. You don't stop mid-sip to think about it. You just keep drinking or you move on. Fire Rock works best as a situational beer. At a barbecue, near water, or on a hot afternoon, it fits perfectly. Outside of that context, it struggles to compete with pale ales that bring more personality to the glass. It's not aiming to challenge you, it's aiming to relax you. That makes it enjoyable, but not especially memorable. 13. Stone Pale Ale 2.0. Stone Pale Ale 2.0 feels like a band re-recording an old album with cleaner production and sharper edges. On paper, it makes sense. Stone wanted something more modern, brighter, and aligned with contemporary hop preferences. In execution, the beer lands in an awkward middle space. The hops show up early and assertively, giving citrus and resin notes that feel unmistakably Stone. The malt backbone, however, struggles to anchor the experience. Instead of balance, you get a beer that starts loud and fades fast. It's punchy up front, then oddly thin as it finishes. This pale ale isn't lacking confidence. If anything, it has too much of it. It wants to be bold while still claiming drinkability, and that tension never fully resolves. Fans of Stone's aggressive house style will find things to like. Everyone else may feel like this beer is talking a little too loudly without saying anything new. 12. Great Lakes Burning River Pale Ale. Burning River carries one of the most compelling names in American beer, and it uses that story wisely. Inspired by the Cuyahoga River fires, this pale ale leans into a classic, grounded approach. The malt profile brings caramel and toast, while the hops stay firm but controlled, offering bitterness without sharp edges. Where Burning River shines is reliability. It tastes like a pale ale that knows exactly what it is. There's no chasing trends here, no exaggerated aromatics, and no attempt to dominate the room. It's steady, traditional, and satisfying in a quiet way. That same restraint is also what keeps it from climbing higher. In a lineup filled with brighter, more expressive beers, Burning River can feel reserved. It's a beer you appreciate more with familiarity than with first impressions. Solid, honest, and well-made, but rarely exciting enough to spark obsession. If you enjoy countdowns that actually explain why beers land where they do, hit like and subscribe. More ranked lists are coming, and the best picks are still ahead. Now let's get into pale ales that most people actually keep stocked. 11. Bell's Pale Ale. Bell's Pale Ale doesn't try to steal attention. It earns it slowly. This beer feels like it was designed for consistency rather than conversation, and that's not an insult. The hop character leans herbal and floral, the malt stays light and clean, and the whole thing drinks effortlessly from start to finish. What Bell's does exceptionally well is restraint. Nothing sticks out too far, nothing overwhelms. It's the kind of beer you can drink without checking the label every time, because you already know what you're getting. That dependability has earned it quiet loyalty over the years. The downside is that it doesn't inspire strong reactions. You rarely hear people rave about Bell's Pale Ale, even though they're happy to drink it. It's a background favorite rather than a centerpiece. And while that makes it trustworthy, it also keeps it just outside the upper tier of truly memorable pale ales. 10. Sweetwater 420. Extra Pale Ale, Sweetwater 420, is one of those beers where the name does half the talking before the cap ever comes off. It's friendly, familiar, and instantly recognizable, especially in bars where people want something easygoing without feeling basic. From the first sip, it delivers a smooth, lightly citrusy profile that leans more toward refreshment than complexity. The hops stay relaxed, offering soft grapefruit and grassy notes instead of sharp bitterness. The malt base keeps things clean and slightly sweet, giving the beer a rounded shape that's hard to dislike. This is a pale ale built to disappear from the glass quickly, not to be dissected sip by sip. What ultimately holds 420 back is how little it asks of the drinker. It's dependable, crowd-pleasing, and rarely offensive, but it doesn't linger in your memory. You enjoy it while it's there, then move on. Sweetwater 420 is a social beer, not a statement beer, and in a crowded pale ale field, being liked by everyone doesn't always mean being loved by anyone. 9. Deschutes Mirror Pond Pale Ale. Mirror Pond feels like a time capsule from an era when craft beer didn't need to shout to be heard. This is a pale ale that values harmony over spectacle, built around a steady interplay between toasted malt and gentle hop bitterness. The aroma invites you in quietly, with floral and pine hints that feel deliberate rather than explosive. On the palate, Mirror Pond unfolds patiently. The malt backbone provides warmth and structure, while the hops keep things crisp without ever pushing too far forward. It's balanced in a way that rewards slow drinking, the kind of beer that fits naturally into conversation rather than interrupting it. Its ranking comes down to evolution. Mirror Pond helped define what American Pale Ale could be, but newer beers have borrowed its playbook and added extra layers. What once felt groundbreaking now feels comfortable. That doesn't diminish its quality, but it does explain why it lands just outside the upper tier. Mirror Pond remains a classic, but classics don't always win against reinvention. 8. Firestone Walker Pale 31. Pale 31 carries itself with a polished confidence that reflects Firestone Walker's reputation for precision. This beer doesn't rely on shock value or extremes. Instead, it offers a clean, well-constructed experience that feels intentional from start to finish. The hops express bright citrus and subtle pine, while the malt provides just enough sweetness to keep everything grounded. What sets Pale 31 apart is its versatility. It works as an entry point for newer drinkers and as a reliable option for seasoned ones who don't want palate fatigue. The finish is dry and refreshing, encouraging another sip without demanding it. Still, Pale 31 plays the role of a professional rather than a rebel. It's impeccably made, but it doesn't carry the emotional pull of beers that defined movements or sparked cult followings. You admire it for how well it's done, not for how boldly it stands out. That quiet excellence earns it a solid spot, even if it stops short of greatness. 7. Cigar City Guayabera. Guayabera brings personality into the room before it even hits the tongue. Named after a traditional Latin American shirt, this pale ale wears its identity proudly. The hop aroma bursts with tropical brightness, offering citrus peel, light berry, and a hint of lime leaf that immediately separates it from more restrained entries. The flavor follows through with confidence. The hops take center stage, but they're supported by a crisp, clean malt base that keeps everything sharp and refreshing. There's energy here, a sense that this beer wants to be noticed without crossing into aggression. Guayabera shines brightest in warm weather and food-heavy settings, where its vibrant character cuts through spice and smoke effortlessly. Its only limitation is focus. It's so hop-forward that subtlety takes a back seat, which may not suit every mood. Still, when you want a pale ale that feels alive and expressive, Guayabera delivers with style and purpose. 6. Half-Acre Daisy Cutter. Daisy Cutter is the kind of pale ale that sneaks up on you. At first glance, it looks straightforward, even modest. Then the aroma hits, and suddenly the glass feels louder than expected. Bursting with citrus zest, fresh-cut herbs, and a dry, crackling finish, this beer wastes no time announcing its presence. What makes Daisy Cutter special is how it balances intensity with restraint. The hops are vivid and aromatic, yet the body remains lean and snappy. There's no syrupy sweetness weighing things down, just a clean structure that lets the hop character shine without exhaustion. This beer feels purposeful, like it knows exactly where it belongs. It doesn't chase trends or nostalgia. It simply delivers a sharp, modern take on pale ale that feels confident without being arrogant. Daisy Cutter earns its spot near the top by being memorable, repeatable, and unmistakably itself. 5. Oscar Blues Dale's Pale Ale. Dale's Pale Ale feels like a turning point, not just for pale ales, but for how beer fits into everyday life. This was one of the first beers that proved great flavor didn't need fragile glass or precious handling. It showed up in cans, showed up everywhere, and tasted unapologetically bold while doing it. The flavor hits with a confident hop presence that leans piney and citrus forward, backed by a sturdy malt base that keeps everything from tipping into chaos. There's weight here. It doesn't feel watered down or overly polite. Instead, it drinks like a pale ale that knows it might be the only beer you bring to the campsite, the show, or the tailgate. What keeps Dale's from climbing higher is its sheer intensity. It's memorable, but it can also be demanding. One feels great. Several can feel like a commitment. Dale's Pale Ale earns respect for changing the rules and delivering real character, even if it's not always the easiest companion for long sessions. 4. Maine Beer Company. Peeper feels like a carefully written sentence where every word matters. Nothing is rushed, nothing is wasted, and the result is a pale ale that feels composed rather than flashy. From the first pour, the aroma offers layered citrus, soft pine, and a clean herbal snap that invites patience. The flavor follows that same disciplined approach. The hops are expressive but never unruly, supported by a crisp malt structure that keeps the beer light on its feet. There's clarity in every sip. Each element shows up, does its job, and steps aside for the next. Peeper's strength is refinement. It doesn't rely on loud bitterness or exaggerated aromas to make its point. Instead, it rewards attention. The downside is availability and expectation. When you finally get your hands on one, the hype can loom large. Still, when tasted on its own terms, Peeper delivers a pale ale experience that feels thoughtful, precise, and quietly impressive. 3. Toppling Goliath. Pseudo Sue. Pseudo Sue approaches pale ale with the confidence of a brewer who knows exactly how far they can push things without losing control. Built around a single hop, it transforms focus into strength. The aroma bursts with grapefruit peel, mango, and a bright resinous edge that feels vivid without being messy. On the palate, the hop character remains front and center, but the beer never collapses into bitterness. The body stays lean and agile, letting the flavors shine while keeping the finish dry and inviting. It's intense but not exhausting, bold but not reckless. Pseudo Sue earns its place near the top because it redefines what a pale ale can be without abandoning the style's roots. It's modern, expressive, and endlessly recognizable. The only reason it doesn't take the crown is that it leans so heavily into hop showcase territory that some drinkers may crave a touch more balance over time. 2. Three Floyds. Zombie Dust. Zombie Dust doesn't ask for permission. It storms into the glass with unmistakable energy, pairing vivid hop aromatics with a personality that feels larger than the beer itself. From the first sip, it delivers a rush of citrus, tropical fruit, and bitterness that feels daring for a pale ale. What makes Zombie Dust special is how cohesive it remains despite its aggression. The malt backbone quietly supports the hop assault, preventing the beer from tipping into chaos. It's intense, yes, but also structured. There's purpose behind the volume. Zombie Dust has become a cultural marker, a beer people hunt for, argue about, and hoard. That status didn't come from marketing alone. It came from delivering an experience that felt exciting when many pale ales played it safe. It stops just short of number one because its boldness can overshadow nuance, but its impact is undeniable. 1. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale isn't just a great beer, it's the reference point. This is the pale ale that taught America how hops and malt could coexist without fighting for dominance. From the first pour, it offers a familiar aroma of pine, citrus, and subtle sweetness that feels timeless rather than dated. The flavor remains remarkably balanced. The hops are assertive but controlled, the malt backbone firm without being heavy, and the finish clean enough to invite another sip immediately. It's satisfying without being overwhelming, expressive without demanding attention. What truly earns Sierra Nevada the top spot is consistency. Decades later, it still tastes like itself, still delivers, and still holds up against beers inspired by it. Trends have come and gone, but this pale ale remains relevant because it got the fundamentals right. It's not chasing greatness, it defined it. Pale ale never disappeared, it just stopped shouting. From quiet classics to hop-forward icons, the best ones still reward balance, restraint, and repeat pours. If your favorite landed too low or didn't make the list at all, say it with your chest in the comments. And if you want more honest rankings like this, you know what to do.